How to make cinnamon buns with no yeast or eggs, and you won't take all day making them. In a large bowl, add 3 cups of flour, a slightly heaped 1/4 cup of sugar, 1½ tablespoons of baking powder, and 3/4 teaspoons of salt. Mix until combined. Take 3/4 of cubed, cold cut, unsalted butter and add it to your flour mixture. Coat it all in flour, then start rubbing it between your fingers like this until a sandy consistency forms. Keep going until all your butter is mushed down like this. When your dough looks sandy like this, you are going to add 1 cup plus 4 tablespoons of sour cream and 1 teaspoon and a half of vanilla. Mix until well combined. Tip: if your dough isn't coming together, even if you feel like it should have by now, don't panic. You did nothing wrong. Simply add a teaspoon of water in at a time and just keep mixing until the dough forms a ball. When it forms a ball, we're ready to roll it out on a lightly floured surface. Roll it out to like maybe 12 by 9 or so. Just get it as big as you can without thinning it out too much. Also, when you roll out your dough, make sure it is longer going this direction and shorter this direction. Now it's time to make our filling. Now for our cinnamon bun filling. We're going to add 4 tablespoons of room temperature unsalted butter, 1 cup of granulated sugar, 1/4 cup of cinnamon, and a 1/2 cup of flour. Mix until well combined. When your filling is evenly mixed, you want to start spreading it over your dough. Make just one even layer all over the dough, leaving like maybe an inch around the whole border completely bare. Press the filling a little bit down a little bit with your hand so it sticks to the dough. Now from the long end, start rolling your dough this direction. Make sure it's the whole, just start rolling it tightly up this direction, going this way. Time to cut and bake. It's time to cut and bake our cinnamon buns. If your dough tears, it's no big deal. We're not here to be geniuses. We're here to have fun and eat delicious goods. Prep a pie pan or a cake round pan. Spray it with some nonstick spray and slice your dough into as many pieces as you can get, maybe about this thick. Also, don't panic if your filling falls out. I just kind of pick it up and sprinkle it over the top anyways. Now I ran out of room in my pan, but that's okay. We're going to bake these guys off at 400 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes until the dough is puffed up, the filling is bubbly, and the top is golden brown. Now it's time to make our frosting. Your cinnamon buns are done when they are golden and bubbly on top. Let them cool down just slightly, but we're going to make our frosting. You want to put the frosting on before it cools down. Now our frosting is very simple. You're going to add a cup of confectionery sugar, a tablespoon of vanilla, and add water about a teaspoon at a time until you get the consistency and thickness you want. You want it to be a little bit thick, but not too runny. This might be a little too runny. You might have to add a little bit more water or a little bit more confectionery sugar, depending on the consistency you want. But add your frosting, your glaze, to your cinnamon buns while they're still warm, and enjoy.